Hey guys, Zatu here. So today I was kind of lurking around the R Guitar subreddit and I came across a question that I get really often. Map says, I'm kind of stumped on what I should learn. I've been playing for about 2 months now. I have a pretty good grasp on the basic chords, minor and major, and bar chords. I'm currently learning some scales as well as alternate picking, but besides those two things, I'm honestly stumped and want to find other techniques I can learn. Any suggestions? First of all, Map, that is pretty good. Let's be honest, having a grasp of basic chords, major and minor, bar chords, and some scales is really good progress for only 2 months. Well done. So this question actually stuck out for me because it's something I get a lot from my guitar students. It boils down to, what should I be learning next? For every single one of my students, I try to provide a basic premise or framework that we can launch off from. And that premise is this: music is a language. This gives us a concrete framework and a long-term goal that we can always be working toward, no matter what instrument, style, genre, whatever we play. So when we ask ourselves questions like, what should I be working on next? The answer actually becomes pretty obvious a lot of the time. We need to target and hone in on those things that allow us to best communicate, understand, and express the things that we want to say with music. You guys probably know this already, and you might have already experienced it for yourselves, but a lot of adult and teenage age students really struggle with the earliest stages of learning music. They find it really frustrating. And the reason it's so frustrating is because, much like when you learnt your first language as a child, you spend a long time in what can be considered baby speak, or simple basic language. Guitar especially is notorious for this because one of the most common approaches that you see for self-taught guitarists can kind of be compared to picking up a dummy's guide to Japanese 2 months before you visit Japan. Kyo no mi ku. Kyo no mi ku.
I know Kung Fu.
You might even learn some basic phrases like, how do I get to Osaka Castle? Or, is there anything to eat here at Osaka Castle? Maybe even, how much does that raw pork on a stick cost here at Osaka Castle? But those basic phrases aren't going to be enough to prepare you for more nuanced situations where you might need a phrase like, I'm sorry sir, I have shit my pants and need help. Can you call an ambulance here to Osaka Castle, please? Hey guys, Atu here. Today we're in Osaka, Japan. We can see that while that method is not useless and does serve a basic purpose, it's repetitive, lacks nuance, and fails to capture the entire emotional range of nuking your pants at a 400-year-old monument in front of a crowd of horrified Japanese schoolchildren. All jokes aside, a lot of self-taught guitarists can wind up spending years and years stuck using this level of language on the guitar. And it's because they haven't managed to develop this understanding of not just the guitar itself, but music in general. Okay, so that's a C chord, a D chord, a E chord. God damn it, man, how many of these things are there? Okay, so this is a C major 9, a D minor 11, E minor 7 flat 5. Come on, there's got to be another way. Fortunately, like every language, there are some surefire ways to kickstart the learning process. Number 1, immersion. If I were to physically pick you up and drop you off on Okinawa Island, I would bet every single dollar I have that in 6 months, if I came by to visit and try to speak to you in the local dialect of Okinawan Japanese, you would be practically fluent, and at the very least, have a really good fundamental grasp of the grammar and vocabulary being used. The guitar version of this is either A, joining and performing in covers bands or bands that play exactly the type of music that you want to play. B, learning an enormous amount of songs by an artist that you really love and reverse engineering them. Or C, and I'm pretty biased towards this because I'm a guitar teacher, taking some lessons. Get out there and find yourself a mentor. They don't have to literally be a teacher. They might just be a local musician that you really like. Go out there and hassle them to teach you what they know, and I think you might be surprised. And just as a side note here, if you can get lessons in person, that is 100% preferable. It's so much better to be able to develop a relationship, go back and forward, jam together every now and again, and generally develop your use of the language together. And last of all, if all else fails, use your online resources. For 20 years now, we've had amazing guitar resources online. Places right here on YouTube. We have channels like Rick Beato, Pickup Music, Marty Schwartz, Justin Guitar. These guys have incredible resources. They're brilliant, talented musicians in their own right, and they've probably helped more people learn to play music than at any other time in history. A lot of these channels have structured courses for you. If you really don't have any other resources on hand, you can't find a teacher, you can't join a band, you can't do any of this kind of stuff, it's not the end of the world. You can learn online. And to answer the question right at the beginning of this video, I don't know, bro, learn some songs or your cage system, right? See you later.